Welcome back. Happy Thursday. How we doing? How we doing? Margin, closer, G, Sasha, the Fade Doctor, Dino, Richie. Appreciate that, Richie, for the coffee this morning. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Morning, everyone. Buy the dip. That's your quote of the day. It's really probably no better quote right now than just buy the dip. Market's on a heater, man. Market is on a heater. Love to see it. Love to see it. Morning, guys. Fake. We got two Richies. All right. So, swing trades crushed it yesterday. Really nice. Circle was the only one that didn't quite go as much as I would have liked, but gave us a beautiful selling opportunity into the open. However, still looks good today, surprisingly. That key level still held. So a little bit of downside on the intraday, but if you zoom out, that was a very nice hold. And what I'd like to point out is that I think everyone could do themselves some good and zoom out, man. If you have zoomed out on this chart for just over the last 2 weeks, get on that hourly chart. It has been one of the cleanest structuring upside moves, and it's very nice to trust levels instead of getting so tunnel visioned into the 1 minute, the nanosecond chart, right? Some stocks have down days, but the large term and the macro structure is still very nice, and it comes right back. And that is the name of the game right now. So going to continue to hold some swing trades. I got some swings into today. Going to continue to do so as long as some key macro structures are in place. And I think, to be honest, I think this is the more interesting opportunity right now versus getting so wrapped up on the intraday. Take a step back, get on that 4 hour, look at some major levels, look at how these stocks are forming these very clean bullish structures, and take advantage of it rather than getting all wrapped up in the nanosecond, man. It's been way better doing this. AMD, beautiful. Broadcom, again, pullback long, again. Nvidia, again. Netflix looks great. Apple, another great opportunity at 208. Just across the board. Hood's been really nice, consolidating over 90. Amazon still sort of channeling, but still holding. Google's off the 20 and 200 SMA. Just everything looking still very, very good. Circle off that 198. Needs to break 210, 213. It's all really nicely setting up. We just, I think, got to have a little bit of a more patient look. Palantir off the daily 20 yesterday, ridiculous. Just ridiculous. Exact 20 SMA. Tell me the daily 20 isn't the exact. Right? You can't convince me that the daily 20 is not important. Go look at the daily 20 SMA on Palantir yesterday. It's literally on the dot right off of it, straight back up. So really nice setups. We're all over it on this live stream, so I hope you guys are enjoying. If you come to this live stream, I'm thinking, I believe you're getting the best prep on the market on YouTube, so I hope that you're enjoying it. And let's start. Press that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you guys could. Help me. Help me help you. Ayúdame. Here we go. So, today, let's jump in. Let me know how the sound is right now, because I'm still messing around with mics on this setup, on this screen. It's still not perfect. I still can't get it to be perfect. I would like to be able to use my Shure mic, but I just don't have the space for it. And then I have some cutting out issues, so just let me know how everything sounds. as of right now, and then we'll see through the rest of the live stream. But let's start up. So, NASDAQ futures. A little far with the sound. Yeah, it's a little lower. Yeah. I agree. Okay, I'm going to bring it up. The problem is this Yeti mic picks up pretty much every sound you could possibly pick up. I mean, it like picks up me breathing. Bottom of a gold mine. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna work on it. I really want to be able to use this mic right here, but there's no space. So the wireless mic, I think, has cutting issues. It like cuts out every once in a while. I just can't get it to be perfect, man. There's always some kind of error. Turn it up. Broke Beamer guy, appreciate that. Hopefully we can change that to Rich Beamer guy. Rachel, appreciate that, Rachel. Thank you. All right, so here we go. NASDAQ futures. We're just going to ignore the sound for now. I'll try to keep getting it in. Kavi, appreciate that, Kavi. All right, so today, NASDAQ, our exact supply that we had coming into yesterday's pre-market. If you guys were paying attention, if you woke up yesterday and you paid attention, we had 23,000 and we had 23,100. Those were our two levels yesterday on the NASDAQ futures. Look at the level that rejected yesterday to the T. 23,100. I mean, could not have been better. I don't know how to explain the early morning move. That was ridiculous. You basically just went straight up over 23K and rocketed. No pullbacks, no entries, right? I didn't take anything on that. Just two straight up. Now, right straight up to the upside, failing this exact supply for about a half an hour. Bam, straight back down. Beautiful. So yesterday morning, crazy morning. Probably the best opportunity actually was to just play this rejection, right? Just say, hey, I'm going to short this, stop loss over that high, and see if we give back this ridiculous move. That played out pretty damn nice. Now, the pullback held this right here, which is very interesting. If you guys look to the left, this pullback held this high right here. See this high? Back from Monday and Tuesday of 2 weeks back. 22,900, 22,915. That was the hold that came in. Now, I did not have that level yesterday. This is a new level that has developed for me because of what happened yesterday, right? Look at how that previous high held perfectly on the intraday. So that is very interesting to me, right? You are now creating higher lows above these highs. Right there, right here. This was also a hold previously, but it was pretty sloppy before. Now it's sort of clean. 22.9, 22.915, very, very nice. Now, what's happening today, and this is the most bullish thing you could have seen today, and it is exactly what you want to see if you're bullish, and that is, I mean, look at this, guys. Double top high. Here's your high. Look at this, right? Perfectly holding above 22.97, 22.970, 23,000, right? Just perfectly doing a little reclaim, retest, hold, right? As long as you're above 22,970, 23,000 today, you're going higher. There's no questions about it. That is a really, really clean hold. As long as you're above that 22,970, I think upside is the move. So that's going to be a major watch, 23,000, 22,970. You break underneath 22,970, then you're probably going to come back to that 900. You're going to come back to that 22.8. But for now, I think as long as you are above 23,000, 22,970, this is a very bullish structure. You can see holding above these previous highs. Very, very clean on the NASDAQ futures. And the only level we need to be careful of to the upside is 23,100. So for now, you have yourself a nice little channel. 23.1, 23.1, 23.1. Downside demand likely at these Tuesday highs around 22,970, 23,000. You could call this a NTZ today, right? You could say, hey, I don't want to get involved in this channel. Might be a little bit tough inside this channel right here. And just simply wait for a break and hold above the highs, right? Or a downside move under 970. Or, right, you could say, hey, I'm going to look for a pullback long right here, right? Back at yesterday's lows. That's going to be my pullback long opportunity. I don't mind that either. I like every pullback long in this market until you break 22,780. Right? Everything lower, anything north of 22,780 is a pullback long. These highs right here, pullback long. These highs right here, pullback long. And then, of course, 22,800 pullback long. These are all pullback longs. Here, here, and here. However, you just have to time them correctly, right? You can't be, hey, I'm going to long here and I'm going to let this pull back to 22.8, right? Guys, that doesn't make sense, okay? You can't be long at the highs and then say, oh, Desi said pull back long, so I'm going to stay long through 200 points of downside, 300 points of downside. No, that's not how that works. So, 22,970, 23,000, 22,9, 22,8, upside supply 22,100. Okay? You break above this, all systems go. I mean, that's all systems go. Break and hold above these highs. See you later. 23, who knows? 23 plus. Kavi, appreciate that. And Ruben, thank you, man. This is just this tool that I'm using is called Demo Pro. DEMO Pro. It's on Mac. It's only on Mac app, the App Store on the Mac. All right. So S&P 500. If you ever wanted to see beautiful levels, look at the S&P 500 and compare this to our yesterday analysis. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull that up, and you're going to see how yesterday's analysis turned perfectly from key levels, right? Just take a look at this for a second. So right here, if you pull this up, let's pull these side by side, right? Here's today, here's yesterday, right? This is why key levels are so awesome and important. So if we pull this up, you guys can see this was our chart coming into the day. Why can't I get this to zoom out a tad? Just look at it like this. Like that, and like this. All right, so yesterday, this was yesterday, right here, and this is today. Yesterday, we had 22 or 62.55, 62.60 lows. That was right here, right? We had rejections at 62.90, right here. And that is right here. Now, you can see that 62.90, which was rejections yesterday, and we wanted to see a break and hold above. That's what we look for, break and retest. Look what's happening, my friends. It is exactly that. There is absolutely no difference to our little drawing we made yesterday to what the market is doing. This is how the market works, right? Previous highs into new lows. Previous highs into new lows. This was our read yesterday. This was our red level. Look what the red level has done today. It has turned into a green level. And as long as you are turning red levels into green levels, you are going up. All right, so what's the next move? Very clear today. 63.15. Look at 63.15, right? See that? 63.15. Look at where the market rejected yesterday. Exactly 63.15. I mean, it could not be more dead on. You get over 63.15 today, you turn that into support, well, you're going up to 63.33, and you just keep running the structure. You keep running the stair step. That's all you do. It's the same thing. It's all you do. All you need to do, though, is zoom out. See this 30-minute chart? You cannot lose context of what is going on here because you are looking at the 1 minute and you're looking at candles like this. You cannot lose context of what the market is doing because you're looking at candles like this all day and you're letting it panic you out of trades. That is the biggest detractor. That is the biggest downfall for traders in very clear bullish uptrends. Pretty much mindless bullish uptrends, right? This is a pretty mindless bullish uptrend on the market. However, it's not easy. The reason it's still not easy is because this is why it's not easy. Because you're looking at the market like this, right? And you're like, holy shit. This shit's dead, right? And then you remember, oh, okay, never mind, right? Let me zoom out to the hourly chart. Oh, this looks just fine. Right? So you have to make sure you're keeping in context what's going on in the larger term macro time frames. You cannot lose context with that. It's very important right now, guys, because there is nothing really more easy to understand than this right here. Look at this. If this just does this, it's going to be one of the easiest trades over the next few weeks. Maybe it doesn't, but if it does, I would be sure you're prepared for it, right? You can see previous highs. Look at these lows. Previous highs. Look at these lows. Previous highs. Can we turn it into lows? Previous highs. Can we turn it into lows, right? Can we just do this over and over again? Let's keep watching, right? Let's keep watching. But you can't get wrapped up in that short-term time frame or you're going to miss out. If you're wrapped up in the short-term time frame, before you know it, we're going to be at all-time highs and you're not going to be able to catch any of it. So very important. All right, so today, what are we watching? 63.15. 63.15, we got to break above this level. If we cannot, then you need to be cautious of downside coming in again today. All right, just like it did here, just like it did here. If that happens again, you're looking for this pullback to 62.90, and you're looking to see if that becomes a new long opportunity, right? Is there another nice long opportunity here? If so, great. Keep an eye on that, targeting back to the 63.15. If not, then maybe we have to go a little bit lower towards the 62.60 again, right? 62.60, 62.55. Maybe there's another opportunity lower back at that level. There was a little bit of a hold at like this 75 yesterday, which you could pop on your charts if you want, but I'm a little bit more interested just in trading off the major spot, which I think is 62.60, 62.90, right? Those would be my two major spots, and then the 63.15 and 63.33, okay? Very clear. SPY, exact same concepts. You guys can, I hope you remember if you came to the live stream yesterday, we talked about 619 being that line in the sand, the break and retest long. Previous highs, lows, perfect. 619, 618, 622. That's your new level. These highs right here, these lows right here. Look at this, bam, holding. 622, 622.30, perfect high or low. Next level to the upside, right here, 625. You get a hold above 625, off to the races. QQQ, pretty much the same thing as the NASDAQ futures. All right, we had these 552 highs. We held those as lows. We held that 550 demand. We broke this downtrend. Very nice. Big downtrend break. Squeeze back up into these highs. Now, what are we doing? We're turning previous highs into new lows. Previous highs into new lows. So what you want to see on the Qs today is, I think, a hold above 554, 555. If you can turn that into support, turn these lows and these highs into new lows and create that next leg higher. If you can get a break over 557, I'd say that this thing's ready to go. Let's see what Jobless Claims has to say in about 15 minutes, and then we'll take it from there. IWM continues to be rock solid. If you zoom out on this 4-hour chart, I think this is a very, very important reclaim on the IWM. You take a look at this right here. You can see major previous lows. Look at the IWM holding this. This also lines up perfectly with the daily 200 and daily 20 SMA. Very, very clear. Next level to watch out for in the IWM, in my opinion, is 226. Right here, 226, 225 area is your next cautionary spot. Above that, you're going 230. 230, 230.50, right up here. Pullback longs will be the best down here if we can get them. But, that might be gone. That ship has already sailed, it seems like, right here. This was your opportunity. Break, retest, opportunity, ship has sailed. So we'll keep an eye on 226. We'll keep an eye on 217. But to me, entry points just aren't quite there. Dow Jones continues to hold our key level, our 44,440 right here. 44,400, sorry. Still holding. Looks like there's these highs that are having some trouble. Looks like maybe it's 44,800. Yeah, I'd say it's 44,800. So it looks like you're stuck between 44,800 and 44,400. So it looks like about a 400-point zone here on the Dow Jones. If you can get a break and hold above 800, you're going back to the highs, or you look for a demand bounce at 400, or if Dow breaks down, right, that could be pretty bearish. So either way, we got to watch to see what happens on those levels. SMH, as we've talked about on this live stream all of the last 2 weeks, the strongest sector on the market, continues to be the strongest sector on the market. What did SMH do yesterday? It created a new low at the previous all-time highs. There's nothing more bullish than that for semiconductors. Double top highs at all-time highs, and you can see the exact low that was created yesterday, right off that level. 284.50, 284 area. I mean, pretty much perfection here. And I would say as long as the SMH is over 284.50, 284, then you're going up. Temporary supply here at 288. That's just yesterday's high a day. There's no major level here. It's just a previous day high. This is all-time highs above 284.50, I believe. Let me just double check. All-time highs 283. So yeah, I mean 283 is the real all-time high. It's right here. This was the real previous all-time high right here, 283. This was obviously the new one, and you can see we're holding above that now. 284.50, you could call it 285-ish, maybe, just to clean this up a tad. Might be more like 285, 284.50, right in that zone. Not perfect, but it's a nice little 50s point zone right there. Here's your highs, here's your highs, here's your new lows, right? Here's your highs, new lows, stair-stepping, structure, structure, structure. Very nice. Okay. Tesla, shit show. Still just waiting on alerts. Nothing happening. Not worth trading. 305, 290, waiting on the alert to hit. Next. Nvidia, monster. Oh my God. The freight train has arrived. The freight train. This thing is awesome. Shares are just absolutely just milking. You love to see it. You love to see it. So, Nvidia, 162.50. I mean, you sort of, it's unfortunately like, here's the problem, right? Here's the problem with Nvidia. What's the best trade? The best trade is back to 160. This is the right trade right here. That's the right entry, just so you know. So, if you get caught up, too aggressive long on Nvidia and it's pulling back, you have to understand that you're just long in very frothy market. This is where it should pull back to. This is where you should be long, right here. That's the correct long off these previous highs, and back at 160, right? So back at 160, you can see right here, that's going to be the best long. Is that going to happen today? Probably not. Are you going to see maybe 170 before you see 160? Probably. All right, that's the problem. So let's see. For now, this is your pullback long here, 162.50. If you can get that under that 161 and 160 zone to fill this straight up move. Today, if you just hold over 164.50, I mean, this thing might just continue, right? If you just hold over this high from yesterday and this thing just rockets, see you later. Yeah, best traders own it. That's right, Piff. Hell yeah. Shares, man. Imagine selling Nvidia shares right here. Ouch. 162.50, 164.50. It's not a great trade because it's so just juiced, but I mean, Nvidia could do whatever the hell it wants. So let's see. If you get a clear hold over 164.50 today, there might be a shot worth taking. That's for sure. Or I like pullbacks. 162.50. AMD swing. Oh my God. Okay, the AMD swing trade was absolute pure money. Pure money here. AMD off the daily 20. This looks incredible. If we can hold over 142 today, absolutely big time trade here. Let's see if we can get a hold over this 142. That would be the major watch of the day. I think this is the most important watch of the day, 142 AMD. I did take my profits into the squeeze yesterday here. I did take majority of my profits. I just felt like, hey, this would be a great time to lock some up. And it was, I could have been a little bit more patient, but I think there's just another great opportunity to get involved here today. So let's see if we can lock in again. 142. The best trade is right here at 140. This is the best long right here. If you can get a pullback long at 140, that's the best trade. if you just get a hold over 142, you might not get that pullback, right? If you just hold over 142 today and hold over this low, this low, this low, this low, you are going to go back to 148. So, big watch today, 142 AMD. Definitely keep an eye on this thing. If this does reverse, 140 would be the best watch. Broadcom. I mean, when is it not a buy on Broadcom? When do you not buy this? I mean, when do you... It's just every pullback. It's not even in question anymore, it seems. If Broadcom is red on the day, just basically buy it and close your eyes. Not financial advice, by the way. But that's basically what Broadcom does. So, I mean, unbelievable stock. Unbelievable stock. You guys know that we've turned our... You know, this has been our favorite stock. This has been our favorite semi. Best stock in the stock market. I still believe this Broadcom is just... I mean, it's just a freight. So, 277 here, 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 here. Holding. If you can get a long off this 277, I mean, you're going. If you can get a pullback, I'd say 272 if you can get it. Or 268 if you can get it. But right now, 277. That would be the spot today. 277. ARM, silent. A little bit, I'm not going to be too interested unless it gets over 152. I don't like these rejections yesterday at 152, so I'm not as interested in this one. But keep an alert at 152. If it does wake up, it could be interesting. ASML, a semiconductor we haven't talked about in a little bit, but it is setting up a sick, and I mean sick daily chart here. Look at this. Triple top highs, daily chart, bam, bam, bam. Look at this here, guys. Look at that. Look at the flag. 1, 2, 3. All right, this looks incredible. Previous triple top highs, look at the break and retest above that triple top high with the daily 20 and the bull flag. This looks crazy to me. And what else do you have? You have this entire low volume area here. Look at this. I would say this is possibly, and the reason I can't say it's my top watch is because I hate how this trades. On the weekly chart, this looks nuts as well. Look at this on the weekly. There's earnings coming up next week, so that's a little concerning. Maybe it's like an earnings YOLO based off technicals, just with how strong semis have been. But man, that's a technical setup if I've ever seen one. On a stock that can be a big mover, right? A stock that can move like $50 in a day. You've seen it before. It can do it again. Something to watch. That is something to watch. MRVL has been sucky. Not interested. TSM has been good, but sort of failing today. I'm not too interested. I think if you're going to watch semis today, guys, it's Nvidia. It's AMD. It's ASML. And maybe it's a little bit... Nah, it's not even MU. Yeah. I'd say AMD, Nvidia, and ASML are my top semi watch, and Broadcom, of course, top semi watches. 4. Okay. All right. Next, let's go to crypto boys because the crypto boys are sort of hot. Coinbase is hot. It smacked into 280 or 382, which is a big supply high here. 382 smackdown. So yeah, a little bit cautious at the 382 smackdown. I would definitely want to see that get back above. Over 382, you could definitely squeeze. Pullback longs, 360, 364 would be a thing of beauty. If you can get a pullback here and hold these highs again, this would be great. I would definitely watch that. MSTR, the daily chart setup on MSTR that we've been talking about has been fantastic. However, here's what has caused me, and I've learned my lesson. This is why I've changed sort of my thought process over the last few weeks. You can't watch this stock on the short-term time frame. If you're going to trade MSTR, you're trading it off the daily chart. Because on the intraday, it's been an absolute disaster zone. But when you zoom out on the daily chart, it's quite a beautiful setup, right? You can see beautiful holds over the daily 2050, beautiful holds over these highs right here, holding 392. It's a beautiful break and retest long on the daily. However, when you get into the short-term time frames, it's an absolute disaster zone. Look at this. So you got to trust this one on the larger term. You got to let this thing just be a free bird, man, and just say, hey, I'm long MSTR, and I'm going to have a stop loss, and I'm just going to close my eyes. That's the only way to do it because that intraday is going to mess you up with how crazy it has been. Data 3. You guys think like I don't watch the clock, man. Okay. Hamish, how we doing on the likes? Is it a disrespectful like day? Let's see. Yep, totally disrespectful. 2,500 people, 900 likes. The disrespect again never ends. Press the like button. Why is this thing all messed up? What the hell happened here? Here we go. Run the ads. You know what? I'm going to create my own ad. And I'm going to like, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do like one of these where I can change the scene. And it's going to go to an ad when I change that scene. It's going to go to an ad, the most annoying ad possible. No, it's going to be a good ad. Join now. The Options Insider trading community. All right, let's continue. AMD's on a run. Nvidia's on a run. Semis are hot. Crypto's a little bit hot as well. Bitcoin's been sort of hot. Let's see if Bitcoin... Oh, look at that. 1111 or 111111 level. Remember that? Who remembers our 111111 level? If that holds today, you might get another Bitcoin juicer. All right, let's go to Meta. Swing trade I'm in. Nice big win on this one yesterday and held some contracts as a runner, which I love to do. I love to turn day trades into swing trades just because you lock them up and then you hold some sort of mindless runners. So Meta, Thursday's highs, Monday's highs right here. Beautiful, 729, 726. Break, retest, long. If Meta can hold this zone right here today, you're going to 740. This is a big watch for me today. I would like this zone right here to defend. It defended yesterday. If we go to the 5-minute chart, see this high right here, right here. Look at how those highs got defended yesterday. Defended all day, right? So if we can continue to defend that, continue to hold above these highs, I would like this as a long opportunity. If we fail back under these highs, no bueno, not interested. 740 would be the target. If we can get over this 740 all-time high, then I think you're squeezing, man. Meta, big watch. Keeping an eye on this thing today. Amazon's been sort of consolidating sideways. I'm just going to wait for this to get over 225, to be honest, guys. However, this is still a very interesting hold above these 4-hour highs and these highs right here. Still a very good consolidation. Very, definitely still bullish. You probably just want to wait for 225 to break, or you get in early and stay patient. Google looks fantastic. You guys can see right here. Remember, yeah, Meta. Only a matter of time, Meta. Who remembers that? That was yesterday. Only a matter of time, Meta. And it was only a matter of time. Google creating this nice little wedge, right? Daily 20, daily 200. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked to see this go higher. I would not be shocked. So, yeah, watch this 175, 174. Watch that 200 daily 20 SMA area. I mean, you probably want to wait for this to break, but if you want to try to get an entry off these lows, have a really high risk reward, entries down here, right? And then just let that baby sit. I do not mind that. That's the idea right now with the strength in the market. Palantir, juicy yesterday. Unbelievable, and once again, unbelievable. Daily 20 SMA yesterday. I mean, look at this thing. Ridiculous. Look at the daily 20. That's the exact low a day. Look at it on the intraday. Perfect lows, perfect demand, right off of it. Bam, bam. I mean, just awesome. A little bit sloppy on the intraday, made it hard to really trust an entry. But when you zoom out on the daily or on the further time frames, it makes a lot of sense, right? These are the last 2 days on the 4-hour off the daily 20. Look at this. 4-hour candle, 4-hour candle. Those are both intraday 4-hour candles right off the daily 20. Look at those wicks. That is called buying. That's what that's called. That is called buying. Beautiful. So now what I would look for is a pullback to 140, 141 if you can get it. Not sure you will today, unfortunately. But this is really the entry you want on a little pullback back to here, right? Back to these highs right here, back to this high, back to these lows, back to this high, back to these lows. You'd love an entry there if you can get it. If not, this thing might just rip to 146. This is going to be the high it's going to rip to. Sick. Sick trade. Sick chart. Beautiful. We're all over this one, man. Congratulations if you caught it. All right, the 2 daily charts that you must be watching. The 2 daily charts that you must be watching. Make it a segment. Put it on the screen. The 2 daily charts you must be watching. All right, that's for the editor right there. Apple. 206, 208. Look at this. See these highs on the daily? Look at this right here. Look at this little break. 3-day flag. If this, I mean, NASDAQ all-time highs, why is Apple still trading here? It's a matter of time, in my opinion. This is a ticking time bomb in my eyes. Previous highs here, look at these lows. Break, retest, 3-day pullback into that previous high. Look at the daily wick that was formed yesterday. Very intriguing. Target still 215, over 215. You have a gap to 225. This could be a fantastic risk-reward trade. It's very interesting on the daily chart. On the 4-hour, still interesting as well. You can see these previous highs right here turning into support. You just sort of got to get over this daily 100 SMA. If you can get that, I think you get your 215. Over 215, if you want to stay patient and wait for that, that's when you get your 225. So that's a daily chart you got to watch. The next daily chart you got to watch is this little boy right here. Netflix. Now this is special. Previous highs, Netflix, double top highs on the daily. Look at the pullback into the daily 20. Look at the break and retest long possibility. This is incredible looking. Put this put this in a picture frame. If this works out, this is going to be special. Watch this. Unfortunately, a little bit of earnings approaching next week, or in a week and next week. So, try to get some profits out of it before earnings. Maybe hold some through it. Let's see. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Two more. Circle. Still holding demand. Still very interesting. Previous highs, new lows, still consolidating. This is the same thing it did. I mean, just so you guys remember, my friends, this is what Circle did here, right? Before it made this move. What is Circle doing now? The exact same thing. What is this called, guys? This is called consolidation, expansion. Consolidation, expansion. Consolidation, expansion. This is how a market works, right? You don't do this. For all of you, and there's some idiot that commented to me yesterday on Twitter. He's probably watching right now. And if you are, I'm not going to say it. Guess what? Stocks don't go straight up. And if you think they still do, you are clearly not a trader and you're about as amateur as it comes. So, what are you looking for Circle to do? This is great consolidation still. You're waiting for that next expansion period. So I would absolutely still be watching this. Last one I was going to look at was Boeing. Right here on Boeing, you guys can see previous highs. Watch these lows. That's your entry point. Pull back to 220 on Boeing. That's the entry you want. That's the entry you want. Here's your highs. Here's your lows. Pull back long. That's your entry. If not, I don't think it's smart to chase this stock right here. This is your entry point. All right, guys. That's going to be it. HIMS, you got to get over this daily 20, daily 50. I was actually watching that one today. You see I got the alert there. Right there. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed the live stream. If you did, press that like button before you head out. Subscribe to the channel. Please make sure you understand there are still upside supplies. Previous day highs are still in the way, so you're still just trading within yesterday's range. Don't forget about that. If those reject, those could create downside moves on the market, which will affect individual equities. So you got to keep in mind what's going on with the overall market. And I hope you all have a fantastic day. Besides that one, we're going to have to start. I want to start streaming on Twitch, man. Twitch or Kick, or just, get it a little bit raunchy in here. Press that like button. Subscribe to the channel. See you guys tomorrow. Peace out.